Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. This reading today will be for the week of November 2nd through the 8th. December 2nd through the 8th of December. Wow, it just keeps moving. And also we will follow that up with, and I will timestamp for when I start the mid-month update. So that will be actually the mid-month of the cycle of Sagittarius. So that will be December 5th through December 20th. So how are you doing out there, huh? Okay, so there's a lot of things happening. We walk into the week with the moon already sitting there in Aquarius. And so it kind of encourages us to do that deep communication of this idea that we were working on over the weekend, right? And communicating the ideas out. How do we find the path? Where's the adaptability to it? And at the same time, we have Jupiter moving after its 12-month cycle in Sagittarius, where it's at home and it's comfortable and it wants to expand things, moving into Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn actually happens to be in Capricorn right now. And before we get through the end of January, there will be mostly 4 planets in there. There will be one day where there's actually 5. And so there's all of this pressure and this tension and this boundaries. And so Jupiter wants to expand. Saturn says not so fast. It's all going on in Capricorn. And so you may be feeling it in your life right now. I expect that you will definitely be feeling it come January, and I think you might be feeling it for a lot of 2020. But here's the good news. You have some amazing cards for your week. Wow. Okay, so this week has a lot to do with communication of an idea, out of the box thinking and making choices and discerning our way through it. And you got the King of Swords, which is all about looking at the facts, looking at the information, making a just and wise decision. And so that is excellent. And you have the Two of Cups. Nice. Never hate to see the Two of Cups. Okay, so the Two of Cups is a one-on-one relationship that feels like your soul situation. And so it could be a business proposition, absolutely, because we are moving into your career house before the end of the week. And so it could be about that, but this could be a friendship, this could be a romantic and intimate relationship, but it is a very nice, sweet coming together, meeting of the minds. So it could be meeting the minds on this idea that you're percolating. And so you are going to be encouraged to use your intuition, right? You're really good at that, Cancer. This is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess, it's a 2, and this is the Two of Cups. Okay, so it's an echo, a lower echo of it. So this is really using your intuition about what feels right, what makes sense in your heart, not necessarily on paper. And this one is about what makes sense on paper. And so combining those two, you know, you can really come up with something amazing, because you are at the end of the cycle and the beginning of a new one, which makes total sense. The North Node has been in Cancer. It will continue to be in Cancer until about, May of 2020, but we are entering the final phase of the eclipse season. We've got the new moon eclipse in Capricorn happening at the end of the month, and then January 11th, 10th, 11th, depending where you are in the world, you have that full moon in Cancer coming, and so we are wrapping it up. It's the end of the cycle. Whoops, wrong one. It's the end of the cycle. And so you're getting there. You're getting there. So I think this week has a lot of that, making decisions, wrapping things up, end of the year review. Where do we go from here? How do we take things forward? Kind of energy for everyone. And I think for you, Cancer, you're feeling it maybe just a little bit more than other people are feeling it because of the eclipse energies and the nodes. And Jupiter is moving into your 7th house of partnership. So that for the next year will have a lot of emphasis on partnership. So I think you'll notice that happening there as well. And so let's talk about this path, right? It's like you can see that there's a lot of steps, there's a way forward, but you're going to have to be a little adaptable in your thinking, coming up with the way you're going to manage it. How are you going to do this? So let's get you a little bit of guidance on that as we move into this week. So we have truth be told. This is that deep communication. This is talking to the right person. This is sitting down and having that heart-to-heart conversation with the person that this has got something to do with, right? And telling the truth. And the truth is what in your heart is true. This is truth-telling. This is truth-telling. This is truth-telling. And then we have the exchanging of gifts. And that also feels like this. And the exchanging of gifts is exchanging from your heart is always a gift. I don't know that this is actual present exchange, although for some people the holidays have already started and it could, but this feels more like exchanging the gift of giving and taking in equal balance. So the sign of Cancer, I don't know if you've ever seen the sign of Cancer where it has like the little circle with the tail and the little circle with the tail. It's actually the yin-yang energy. Some people say it looks like a crab. To me, it looks like the yin-yang energy, and it's that being balanced, right? It's being emotionally balanced while being grounded, like a crab, right? A crab can exist in the emotional waters. It can also exist on the sand. And so finding that balance as you're completing the cycle and figuring out where it is you're going from here. Now, Tuesday has some beautiful energy because the moon... Venus is in Capricorn. And did she just get there? I think she just got there. But anyway, so she's in this beautiful sextile with Mars over there in Scorpio. And the moon is in Pisces. And so that is some beautiful trine energy. The moon gets into Pisces at 2:11 in the morning. So that is a great day for telling the people in your life that you care about them. For having this heart-to-heart conversation. For making plans with family and friends to just express that they matter to you. It's also a good time to assess where you are and where it is that you want to go and discerning your way through choices because choices are being made, right? Choices are being made. 2 is about finding the balance and the King of Swords is about making an educated decision and you've got the end of a cycle and beginning of a new cycle. And so there's a lot, change is happening. I can't emphasize enough. Anyone who thinks that they're going to avoid change at this stage of the game, they're wrong. Change is happening for everyone. It's universal. And there is nothing that you can do about the fact that things are going to change. The question becomes, how do you manage it? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? What speaks to your heart? Where's the joy? What brings in the happiness and the joy? And so you have make a decision. No kidding. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. Listen to your intuition and make a decision. There is an end of a cycle. There is someone you need to be having this conversation with and truth-telling to yourself, truth-telling to others. But it's time to make a decision by using your intuition. That's this week. We could stop right there. We'll keep going, but that is the big message this week, Cancer. You need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. All right. So, Wednesday is a really good day if you're working on some kind of a creative project or you want to put some stuff on paper or flesh out the idea with somebody. It's a good chance to make that communication in a very creative, heartfelt energy before that moon moves into Aries, which it does on Thursday afternoon at 2:44 p.m. This energy is, it's impulsive, right? Aries has this impulsive energy. And because we're dealing with fears and boundaries, which boundaries do you break through, which ones are healthy, and which ones are confining and not healthy, and you're hiding away from the world. And there's this stubborn willfulness about, I want it done my way or no way kind of energy. And it is a very competitive kind of energy at this point in time. And so the question is, what do you do with it? Okay, so again, I just going to say what I said a minute ago. A decision has to be made and choosing what makes you happy because we have pleasure. My life is deliciously joyous. We have leap of faith. Look, it's time to go. Decision making. My life is divinely guided. My life is divinely guided. There are the fates helping you to construct the future. They're co-creating with you, but it is divinely guided. And the beginning. End of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. I cherish all the cycles in my life. Change is happening, and there is nothing you can do about the fact that things are going to change. What you can influence is your attitude about the change and the direction in which some of these things will go. You can't control everything, obviously. Other people are also co-creating with spirit. But you can definitely pick your attitude and head off in the direction that feels right, the one that brings the joy, the one that brings the happiness, the one that you feel like you're in connection with, in communion with, the divine, with your higher self, and with the people in your life that you most want to align with. So on Sunday, interesting energies all over the place. At 2:29 a.m., the moon gets into Taurus, which is like, how do we bring stability? How do we bring these ideas down and ground them and make them a reality, right? Stability and focus for the transformation. But while that is happening, we have the sun squaring Neptune at like right around 15 degrees of Neptune. So there are certain critical points in the zodiac, and the 0 degrees, the 15 degrees, and the 30 degrees, because it's the beginnings and the middles, right? And then around 7 to 8 degrees and around 22 to 23 degrees at the squares. And so when you have something squaring something that's critical, and it's squaring a planet, the sun is squaring a planet that is at 15 degrees. And so the sun is at 15 degrees and Neptune is at 15 degrees. And this is confusing because you can sort of see, but you can't really see. It is that hard angle. If you were with me when I did the 1111 gateway, I told you how it was like you walked into the tunnel and there was this blind corner and sharp right turn, left turn. And so that's what this kind of energy is. It's confusing. It is a blind corner. It is going to take a leap of faith to get there. So following your heart and listening to your intuition will definitely be the way to do it. And with Jupiter, do I have these upside down? Oh, and with Jupiter squaring Chiron, and Chiron's in Aries, and Jupiter is now in Capricorn, this is boundaries and limitations coming up against what hurts you. And so having that ability to communicate through it, to allow the emotions to flow to you and through you and on out. Don't hang on to those. So there's going to be some confusion. I think Sunday could be kind of a rough day for the water signs in general. And so hang in there. You can do this. Look, you have sunshine. You have sunshine. So focus on what it is that's going to bring the happiness. And you have move and adapt. And this week is all about change and moving and being adaptable and being able to bend and sway and being able to figure out how to bring around these changes in your life that are going to be in the most beneficial way for you. And so that's kind of where this week is. It's making the decisions that are most beneficial to you. All right, I'm going to move on to the mid-month portion here at 13:30. So welcome to the second part of the reading. If this is where you chose to jump in, we are definitely talking about beginnings and endings, opportunity to move your life forward in a very positive way, and making the choices and the decision to view life that way. So here we go. I'm going to do the 9-card spread as soon as I figure out how to clean up my mess in a way that doesn't make me feel all scattered. So, if you've never seen the 9-card spread, the center card is the key to the situation. This is for the energy for the next 2 weeks, basically, of how you're going to manage, 2.5 weeks, how you're going to manage this energy of change coming up to the eclipse season. We're working our way through the last full moon of 2019. And let's just see where this all takes us here. These cards are acting really almost as though the choice that you need to make must be really obvious. Do you see how they just have been popping up and sticking out? It's like, I think you know what you need to do. Listen to your intuition, follow your inner guidance. This is an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, and it has a lot of opportunity. So information coming in quickly to you that may help you to make your decisions. It may help you to work your way through this, but you're going to have to be adaptable. You're going to have to be willing to shift. You're going to have to be willing to cut something out. Set something free so that you can move forward. So we have the King of Swords here, also with the Sword of Truth. And now we have the key to the situation here in the heart area is the Scythe. And this is about cutting out, removing that in your life that isn't working. Something's got to go. So in the recent past, in case I don't think I said this. This is past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions. And then I assigned houses from the Lenormand to it. And so the tower in Lenormand is different than the tower in tarot. In tarot, it's like what's unstable crashes down, but the tower in Lenormand is all about stability. It is about taking a higher perspective. It's about planting your flag. It's about success. It's about accomplishment. And so it's up here in the Rider House. And since we have the Rider House as the overall information, I feel like some information has come to you very recently, and it's allowed you to change your perspective. It's allowed you to see into the future, the direction you want to go, in which things will be much more successful. You're just going to have to cut something out to get here. So, and what you're going to have to cut out is some kind of a contract or a vow that you made in this lifetime, in another timeline, previous life, past life, present life, whatever. So, for instance, if we were talking about money, if you took a vow of poverty because you were joining some kind of a religious organization, or if every time you say, we just never have enough money, then that's a vow also. And so being willing to change that. If you made a vow, it's a contract, so it could be personal, as in a marriage. It could be professional, as into a career. It could be spiritual, as like this vow of the financial realm. It's something, some kind of a contract is evolving, changing, is feels financial. In the house of abundance where the fish are, you have an obstacle and you have the bear. And the bear is about financial security. And I think there's some kind of an obstacle to getting to the financial security. And I think it's because you're going to need to work on whatever this contract is that is holding you back. But information is coming in. In the recent past, you have worried about your luck. Really? If you are saying things to yourself like, I'm never lucky, things just don't go my way, you're making a vow and you're blocking your opportunity for abundance to flow in. That would be one that you'd want to cut out and stop doing. Okay? So allow yourself to feel the flow of the abundance. It comes to you, and if you allow it to flow to you and through you, it sets up a beautiful cycle where it's limitless. But in the heart area, we have the sun. You have the sun twice. It says shine forth. And so it's in the heart space, but when I see it like this, it almost feels like this is like solar plexus energy. This feels like when you are confident in your decision, when you feel confident about the direction in which you're heading, when you choose to be joyful and happy, when you choose the choice, when you make the choice that is the one that leads in that direction, then you're on the right path. And so there's really never a bad choice or a good choice. They're just choices. But your attitude determines your experience. It determines if it's just purely a hard lesson or if it has a lesson that's filled with joyful moments and benefits and growth. And so choose the joy and the happiness. In the recent past, you had a lot of clarity about some kind of an obstacle. That's great. I don't understand what this is doing up here. It feels out of place in this reading. Oh, or not. Okay, so this is repetition, cycles, things that need to be completed. So what you need to cut out is this cycle of negative energy flowing around some kind of a commitment or a contract you have. It could merely be changing your attitude. It could be cutting the cords of negative energy. You have the dog of loyalty in the future. This is beautiful energy. This tells me you land on your feet. This feels like loyalty, right? There's some kind of a negative karmic cycle here that you need to cut cords on. It's going to be different for everyone. All right, let's get a little advice on finances here. So I want to suggest that you sit down and you start journaling. Because when you start writing, you'll be surprised what comes out. And you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I was upset about that. I had that happen to me last night. I always like to lay out the cards and run through them one time before I do them. So I do a reading for myself. I do a reading for myself, and then those are your cards. And so what I found was that while I was, okay, we're on the right track here. So I ended up having to not do the readings last night because I needed to go and clear my energy. There was a situation that I was totally unaware of that it's been bothering me, and it's been bothering me for years. I just never think of it. My perspective on it was not that way. I viewed it from a different perspective, but as I sat and I journaled, it started coming out, and then I realized what was going on, and so I wrote it all out. I burned the paper ceremonially. You know, I saged it, and then I burned it, and then I had a saltwater bath that I saged also, and I released, and so I sat in the bathtub crying for about half an hour, and today I feel so great. Like this weight that I didn't even know I was carrying was lifted. So you can do that. It was not a full moon, right? I just did it. You don't need the full moon to do that on. And what you have is released resentments about money. And so I feel like this is this contract. I feel like you have made a vow of poverty either by saying that you never have enough money, or you're not lucky with money, or you can't bring in enough money, or it seems like it goes out as fast as it comes in, or you have said something repeatedly, probably in this lifetime, but it's probably a reflection of some kind of a vow of poverty that you have made in a previous lifetime or in an adjacent lifetime timeline. And so cutting those cords of negative energy surrounding how you feel about finances right now, because look at this. You have windfall of abundance and unlimited ideas. You can conquer this. The first step, though, is releasing the resentments. If you can release the resentments and open up yourself to the flow, it is the end of a cycle. Make this the end of the cycle. Make this sense of I'm financially constrained, the end of the cycle. And with Jupiter moving into Capricorn, it is going to intensify that feeling of feeling financially restrained. But you can cut the cords. Just because Jupiter is in Capricorn does not make you financially constrained, but it can make that feeling kick up inside of you. It can make it like be spotlighted, highlighted. So make the adjustments and let it go. You are co-creators with Spirit. You can do whatever you want. So these cards are messages from Spirit regarding love. And what does Spirit want to tell you? Manifesting miracles. See? Windfall of abundance, unlimited ideas. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow the guidance. Continue to follow the high priestess. That is you. That is your higher self. We have a soulmate. Of course we have soulmates show up. Why? Because we have the Two of Cups here. A soulmate does not necessarily mean a romantic partner. It is somebody who is coming to fulfill a contract that you made before you incarnated. Sometimes they teach us lessons that are not so pleasant. So love them for that. You don't have to bind yourself to them for the rest of your life, right? But you can love them for the lessons they teach you, or sometimes they're here to help bring the joy and to help you with this windfall of abundance. And this actually feels like that kind of energy, because it says your soul mate is already with you in spirit. Believe and they will manifest physically. I feel like there's some situation where somebody's coming in that will help you, because this feels like the dog of loyalty. The soulmate feels like the dog of loyalty coming in. And then you have the past is now behind you. Release it. Release it. Release your resentment about money. Release it. And embrace new possibilities. A new path is available to you. Follow it with faith. Remember, faith. Follow a new beginning, a new cycle, and faith. This feels so much like it's only about money, really. So this might be a new business partner coming in. Okay, some general overall advice. This is all happening up in that very public area of your wheel, your astrological wheel. So we've got the 8th house of transformation, 9th house of research, long distance travel, 10th house of career, and 11th house of group activities. And so this feels very much like it has more to do with work, with career, with business, with maybe some kind of a public project, maybe a service project you're doing has something to do with that. So we have the moon. Of course, you do, moon child. You have the moon. You are a wanderer between a jubilant world of reality and fantasy. All is not as it seems. Embrace sensuality and sensitivity and the current energies bring. The heightened emotions may not be stable, so avoid making big decisions at this time. And here they told you to make a decision. I think if you're making a decision based on facts only, you may not be happy with what you do. And I think if you make a decision that's based on the information you do have and how do you feel about it, then you're moving in the right direction. This light just keeps getting worse and worse. We have walk away. Walk away. Let go of burdens and attachments. Let go of burdens and attachments. Let the cycle here end, right? Let go of the burdens and attachments. Surrender your ego and walk away. Feel the freedom and the enlightenment that you rise above those petty matters. Find your inner voice through the quest. No one is perfect. Accept things as they are. And you have the sage. Life is challenging, exciting, and rewarding journey. You are here to learn from your personal experiences and to teach and inspire others. With each step of the lesson, you joyfully gain wisdom and develop skills to understand yourself and the plight of others, enlighten others to pay it forward. That's that soulmate energy coming in. There's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity here to turn things around in, it looks like more like finances and career matters. Personal finances feels really strong. But it could be career and career opportunities. I think you're going to meet a mentor. You're going to be given the opportunity to mentor. Everything that you have learned from the tough times, that's knowledge. And knowledge becomes wisdom when you share it with others, when you distill it down and you go, oh, look what I learned. And it actually enriches your life. So instead of disliking the experiences, instead look for the gift in them. Look for the gift in the experiences of your life. And then share that information with others. Okay, so the last cards here are the Soul Journey cards. Okay, so you have 3. The first one says failure. I understand that a mistake is an opportunity to learn. Okay, so you're not a failure. You had a learning experience. You had a growth experience. You're at the end of the cycle. The past is the past. Leave it behind you. What did you learn, and how are you going to take that forward to change your life in the direction that you want to go, to create what you want to create? It's going to take some time because you also have patience. Of course, that showed up. I think it shows up for Cancer all the time lately. You know, the thing is I think that we have, I have a full moon, and then we have a new moon eclipse, a full moon eclipse, and then Saturn and Pluto are in conjunction in Capricorn, right there, just about really close to where the South Node is. And so, yeah, it's a roller coaster ride. And I think having patience with yourself as you make the adjustments, having patience for this bumpy ride that's coming along, focus on what it is you want and work toward it, right? And then you have peace. Find the peace, the inner peace within, right? Just have patience for the process, have patience with yourself, and find the joy and the peace. And it says, I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. They really want you to let some stuff go, right? Walk away from what's not working, right? So, I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. You have manifesting miracles here, but you also have this release and embrace new possibilities. Yeah, you have to clear space for it. If you don't let the negative energy out, there's no space for the positive energy to come in. So it's up to you. It's a choice. You get to make it. All right. You take care, Cancer. We'll talk soon. I will be back next week to do the weekly and the full moon. So, I hope to see you then. Take care.